Hi, I'm Rachel Mullins and you are watching Premiere Scene, and we are here for the 7th day of the 56th BFI London Film Festival. I'm about to check out the cast of the gritty and gripping My Brother the Devil. This must be a great feeling to be at the BFI.
It is actually a really good feeling. It's really weird. Look at that. There's my face there, my face there. It's very strange. Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. I'm really happy that the London Film Festival has embraced so warmly, a truly London film. And in my opinion, one of the best British films in the last few years.
I was going to say, because it is such a London film, it wouldn't make sense were it not shot in Hackney, in the council estates. Is that part of your background? How did you kind of get around to playing this character? Was it tricky to learn what life's like there? It was. I mean, I'm certainly not a gangster. Last time I checked, but I was playing, certainly a young, aspiring one in this film. I mean, I'm a kid from northwest London. I had a good life and a good education, pretty much. So to really get my head around how these guys think from these gangs in Hackney took really 5 months. And I was very lucky because the filmmaker, Fady Elsayed, who's the writer and the director, she had amazing connections in that world. She basically spent 4 or 5 years researching with these guys and, ingratiating herself with the real guys that it's inspired by. And once I was cast, I basically just used her contacts and, and said, look, I'm one of the lead actors and I'm not you guys, but if you just let me into your world for a few months, I'll shut up and I'll listen and I'll observe. And I'll absorb, really. It's not as difficult as it sounds. I mean, it sounds like really method. People have called it. I was going to say, you went method then.
I did that. I mean, honestly, it's more common sense because I don't have those experiences myself, and I don't think the way they think. So I always think that as an actor, if you want to truly understand a character you're playing, you have to understand how they think and they feel. And unless that you're playing yourself, you've got to go out and understand it, So that's what I did.
And in the film, your younger brother really aspires up to you. He wants to be you, but you don't want that. Why is that?
Well, because my character is a gangster, but he has a heart, and he doesn't want his younger brother to have the same path that he trod, which is an interesting contradiction in and of itself. And I think a lot of siblings do that. A lot of family members, we often do that, and we say, to our son or our brother, don't do what I did, do as I say, don't do as I do. But yeah, that's part of the story. But then, of course, another big part of the story is the fact that my younger brother, Mo, played excellently by Fady Elsayed, who's nominated for Best Newcomer, as along with Sally. Mo basically realizes that his older brother, Rashid, who I play, is not a god anymore. So it kind of touches upon that whole thing of, hero worship. What happens when you find out that your hero is human, and human in the worst possible way to you?
The Wizard of Oz, really.
It is
not so much. How does the Egyptian cultural influence help the film?
I think it's really interesting because I've never seen a movie that touches upon certainly British Arabs in the way that this film does. These are young British Egyptian kids who are from the street. They're from the streets of East London. And it's a very interesting stroke that Sally's come up with, and she's from Hackney and she's half Egyptian, so it's coming from her own personal touch, not personal experiences. But I think, I would say it's not integral to the film, but it's important in the sense that it distinguishes it from other films. And I think that a really bad filmmaker would mess it up, and it would end up being like a lot of these urban films, which, to be honest, most of them are very simplified, and I don't think it's quite a dead genre. Let's be real. Sally's the kind of filmmaker that brings a real reality and a sensitivity and a humanity to it all. So, I think this is the first time, certainly, I've seen British Arabs portrayed in such a complex light, really.
I hear this is your first film.
It is my first big role, taken on, definitely.
And have you been welcomed warmly to the world of film?
To the world of film, most definitely. Everyone that's seen the film, not even just my performance, the film itself it's been loved by everyone. So there's that feeling, being part of the film that's loved by everywhere we've been. We've been around the world with this film and we've won awards. All the film lovers have loved our film and we've been nominated for so many awards. So it's really great to see that sort of reception.
And you're here at the BFI in London. It's a London film. How does that feel?
It feels, this is what we've been waiting for, you know. We've travelled the world with this film, but to bring it home to London, basically where we filmed and where we was all raised as, you know, people, actors, everything, this is where we wanted to see it. And the audience itself, the main audience from London, this is the, like, their opinion is what really counts, you know.
And you were raised in Hackney, in London?
I was raised in Islington, not 5 minutes away from Hackney, yeah.
So maybe slightly market, would we say?
Yeah, yeah, no.
Did you draw upon those experiences?
In a sense, you know, I can relate to Mo in a sense. You know, a lot of people from where I live, you know, are similar to Mo, and I guess the culture of my character is similar to my upbringing. You know, I'm Egyptian. I live in an estate with my parents. You know, I used to share a bunk bed until my brother moved out. You know, I guess a lot of young people can relate to Mo.
And did that help you with your performance?
Yeah, no, definitely it did, because I could relate to the lifestyle in a sense. I'm not part of the lifestyle, I'm not a gangster or anything, but you know, where the language which is used, the people, young people growing up in this sort of lifestyle, it's very hard to avoid crime and everything like that. And I was fortunate enough to get into acting and avoid that sort of lifestyle, but I know a lot of friends that are still caught up in that lifestyle.
Do you think for those friends or people in that situation who would then watch this film, are they going to be inspired by your character and your relationship with your older brother? Does it kind of end good? Yeah, no, I hope so. I think the ending does, because the story is a story about a love story between two brothers. So in a sense, I think at the end of it, it shows that there is hope in this sort of life. And, you know, what you see that my brother, I look up to him, and he knows, you know, I want to show him that I'm a big boy, but he knows that this road life is not right. And as an older brother, he knows best, you know, so obviously it's not the right path for anyone, and anyone that is doing stuff like that, you know, I hope they're inspired by this to possibly do things like acting or get into industries, you know. And James said that when you first met him, he was method acting in a way, so he was playing your brother from the off.
It's really annoying because, you know, at first, this is my first role, so I didn't have a clue what method acting is in the first place. So, you know, he would walk past on set and slap my face, and I'd just be like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you know, but it got me really into the role. And sometimes, like, when we arrive on set, you know, when your brother comes into a room, you don't really anticipate he's here, it's just he's here. But, you know, so I'd come in, everyone's saying, cool, Fady's here, apart from James, who's like, cool, bro. And that just stuff like that really got us into the role, and it was a lot of stuff off set that created the chemistry between me and James.
I got to work with Fady Elsayed, who was a bit of a beast when it comes to the pen and behind the camera, so yeah, it means a lot.
Really poured her life into this. I've had her say that you should feel that if there was one film that you had to make in your life, you should make that film, and this is the film for her. Did that come across working with her?
Oh, totally. She's so passionate. I remember the first day I met her, I was doing a reading for something else, and she came over to me and said, I'm writing this script, and I'd love to know if you'd be involved at some point when it's ready. And I was like, okay, cool. But you never know whether things are going to work out or not. And then it did after about 2 years. And she came back and it all came true. And I think the first time we sat down, she really wanted to know all about my character and background and everything. So she's a workhorse in all aspects.
And how does he sort of interplay between the two, the brothers in the story?
He's kind of like a third brother in a sense to them. And he introduces Rash to Saeed's character, which collides two worlds, and then Rash goes on to find out something about himself that he may not have known before.
So self-discovery here.
Yeah, without ruining too much.
And I think I might have a clue as to what that's about, because the film has been nominated for a Lesbian and Gay Award. Yeah. Do you think that they're going to be really interested in this film because of that sort of the revelation that takes place in it?
Well, I mean, yeah, I hope that everybody's interested in this film, because it's a story about two brothers. It's a story about being yourself and being confident enough to be yourself, no matter what environment you're in and whatever stereotypes and negative, energy that is around you, you know? So hopefully it appeals to everybody.
So even with two type brothers, they've still got to kind of be themselves.
Yeah, and allow your brother to be something you didn't think he was, and still love him for it. You know? Yeah.
Powerful message.
I think there's a great message in there somewhere. Yeah.
Oh, I play the boss in this film, so I tie the story together, like, you know, and make sure that the main guy can't leave. You know, he wants to get out, and I'm trying to keep him in.
Are you helping him with his drug career and the?
Most definitely.
You're kind of morally compromised then?
No, not really. My character doesn't really care, I don't think. He just cares about the money, and that's it, and just keeping everything in order.
So a catalyst that keeps the plot going, that keeps the elder brother in that lifestyle?
You could say that, yeah.
Aymen, tell us a little bit about your role then.
Started off as script consultant, with Sally and Hosseini, and just progressed from there, and ended up getting cast in the film as well.
Fantastic. Now, I've read that Sally originally did need you as a script consultant, but she became so engrossed in the film and in the way that these kind of Hackney gangs worked and everything that she didn't need you in the end.
Yes. Do you know what I was telling her in the next rewrites, when she would come back after and rewrite things? I was like, bloody hell, you're catching on quickly. I don't think you need me anymore. She started just laughing, but it was a good moment to see that she'd put herself in there and just was the fly on the wall for a long time, same as James as well. He was very good at doing that.
Now, the film's been described as gritty and gripping. Does that do it justice?
It does, yeah. But it's got other aspects to it as well, but that serves it right as well.
Tell me a bit about those other aspects.
I don't want to just typecast it as one of those, street gangster or whatever great films, because it has a lot to it. It just happens to be in Hackney that is based, but apart from that, it's got a lot of lessons that people can learn from it, and sort of hopefully they enjoy it as well, yeah.